I don't agree, but I'm not the expert. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel for another banger, okay? Court in session, court. God, I can't take this seriously. But you guys, as you can see by the title, today we're going to be reacting to a body language expert when it comes to the Amber Heard and Johnny Depp trial. So I hope this goes well. But before we get into that video, don't forget to drop some bananas in the comments for me. And we will keep this under wraps, okay? Under wraps. Nobody better know. Nobody better know what we up to. Okay, ma'am? But yeah, let's get into it.
Dr. Shannon Curry diagnosed Amber Heard with not one but two personality disorders, and well, her reaction was instantaneous. So let's do a breakdown of her gestures so you can learn to spot covert anger whenever you see it in the wild. Welcome back, my body language buddies. My name is Jesus Enrique Rosas. I'm the body language guy, and it would be great if you join us by just liking this video, subscribing, and hitting that bell. Let's get down to it. It so happens that Amber was diagnosed with borderline personality disorder and histrionic.
Amber definitely has his histrionic. Yeah, that one I can see how she has that.
Personality disorder. Not to mention that she's been faking her alleged post-traumatic stress. But first, pay attention to Dr. Curry's diagnosis and Amber's eyes and head.
Results of Ms. Heard's evaluation supported two diagnoses: borderline personality disorder and histrionic personality disorder. Borderline personality disorder and histrionic personality disorder.
Notice that when Dr. Curry mentions the diagnosis, Amber tilts her head to her left without looking up. That is a reaction of wanting to protect herself from whatever the doctor is saying. Our left side is more emotional, and Amber felt the need of making it smaller to feel less vulnerable. That is a signal of being insecure. But let's see if you can spot her reaction when Dr. Curry is talking about the professional opinion of psychologists and psychiatrists.
A diagnosis is a way that that psychologists, psychiatrists, anybody in the mental health field thinks about a disorder. That's
a micro-expression of contempt. Amber finally looks in Dr. Curry's direction, and at that precise moment, she displays a half smile that is consistent with this emotion. It's important to be aware of what was the other person saying at that instant. In this case, she was mentioning any professional in the mental health field. So that contempt was a reaction to the mention of those professionals, of psychologists and psychiatrists. Most probably Amber feels like she knows more than them, that they don't know what they are talking about. And that is also consistent with the recollection of the event that happened with Paul Bettany's son, that he tried to give his well-informed opinion on a topic, and Amber basically drew him to tears. Like, how dare you open your mouth? Even when he was studied in the topic. Johnny told Amber back then, you can't behave like that. That is just not right. And you can see for yourself in here that he despises authorities and feels that are vastly different from her own experience. Whatever experience means to her. And maybe she wanted to reassure that she's better than any psychiatrist, because the very next thing she does is to turn her chin up in an arrogant gesture and looking at Johnny's direction.
How the symptoms might have developed, how that person might behave, perceive the world. It also drives treatment. The real purpose is to determine what sort of interventions will be most effective for the person.
Yeah. So there was that chin up in arrogance. There was another contempt display.
As we were watching this, my question is, how do you know? At least based on my psych classes, as the expert that I am in my psych classes. To say got good grades. Okay, I'm joking. Well, I did, but like I'm joking about the fact that I'm an expert. Body language based off of science has actually not been proven. If you're from Canada, then you know what the RCMP is. Even them, you know, when people are like, you know, cops know more, cops are able to tell when you're lying. Even a polygraph test is not accurate. So, like, at all. So, Okay, okay, okay.
Half a smile, she looks at her knees like she's not interested at all in what she's listening to.
Is it me or do I not agree with that? Like, I'm not the body language expert, but that doesn't look like she's not interested. Like, as somebody that has habit, like, I have, as you can see, I don't have any nails, but that's also because I'm a nail biter. I just gave you all my business. Yeah, I'm a nail biter. And so I always look at my nails, and like, she went on to like touch her eye after. I don't know if you guys saw that. So I don't agree, but I'm not the expert.
And there was also that tiny touch of her face and looking away. It doesn't have a meaning in itself, but I don't know why I have such a strong feeling that I've seen it somewhere before. And by the way, what is Amber writing all the time?
Meghan Markle!
I might think that she was taking some notes related to the case, but most probably she was updating her voodoo doll list. So,
Gosh. Her voodoo doll list? Oh God. Oh God. Does she have that, or like am I just missing everything? Am I?
in itself that has a direct meaning, but how to spot tensions in the body. And most of the time, those are very subtle displays that can go unnoticed. And she not only displays that tension on her hand, but at the same time, she's using it to cover her face. It's similar to that gesture she did.
Is it me again, or was Amber taking something out her eye? Like, I'm not the expert, but I'm just reacting.
Her hand, covering her emotional side. She's using her left hand, in this case, to hide behind it. Again, these are subtle signals that must be stacked one over another to reach a solid conclusion. And it's also important to spot how many times a single gesture repeats. We have already seen 2 instances of the contempt smile, but there's a third one, and not even 2 minutes have passed since the doctor began her testimony. Now, you might be a little confused about the disorders that were diagnosed on Amber. And just to clarify them a bit, borderline personality disorder impacts the way you think and feel about yourself and others, causing self-image issues, problems managing emotions and behavior, and a possible pattern of unstable relationships. Imagine that you combine that with histrionic personality disorder, which is a behavior of excessive attention-seeking that includes inappropriate seduction and an excessive desire for approval. Dr. Curry went as far as to testify that the code type that Amber fell under is the most prone to explosions of anger and cruelty, to the point of often trying to physically prevent their partners from leaving. That makes you think about the statement of their marriage counselor about Amber admitting that she hit Johnny whenever he tried to walk away from the relationship. This is the kind of personality that you can imagine that even her own lawyers could be, at some point, afraid to deal with. It's not that hard to spot that at some point she was talking to her attorney in such a sweet way that you could even mistake her for a Disney princess. Oh, how cute, smile talking to him. But not even 5 minutes have passed when we see a completely different expression of disdain. Of, you are not worthy of sitting here next to me. You know it, right? But it's not like we can display these emotions from time to time. But as I've told you before, there's no single gesture that has a direct meaning or that can reveal someone's personality just like that. But it's the high contrast between such displays in such a short amount of time. And that is something that I've mentioned in previous videos.
Oh yeah, that's definitely true when it comes to what he's talking about. That's actually true. It's the short span of time between this. Like, imagine somebody being like, ah, ha, 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 ha. Nothing. They're like, yeah, I get it.
And dealing with a person that is unpredictable or has this kind of extreme emotions over short periods can be quite frightening. And the best example is to listen to her attorney while he was asking a few questions. Listen and focus on the quality of his voice over these 3 sentences. And let's see if you can identify the underlying emotions.
And you had interaction with Debbie Lloyd when you're in the house, correct? And isn't it true that in the entire time you were there, you were not informed as to what caused damage to Mr. Depp's finger on March 8th? You didn't know what could cause damage to Mr. Depp's hand while you were there on March 8th, correct?
Dr. Kipper told me he sustained an injury on one of his fingers.
Objection, hearsay.
Wait, you asked the question.
Okay.
Yeah, you heard it right. He made an objection to his own question. His voice jittering, it's like he was trembling in fear, and every time he started a new sentence, it started at a certain volume and then began to go lower and lower. So it's either he's afraid of losing the case or getting to Amber's voodoo doll list. Or maybe both? Dr. Curtis has been one of the most revealing testimonies in this trial so far, because we are talking about a professional assessment of Amber's personality, the implications that it can have in the outcome of the trial, and what it really meant for Johnny to have gone through this. But I want to keep my focus on her body language, because one thing is being able to listen to the facts that professionals are uncovering every day, and the other is being able to practice your body language skills on each one of these interactions. What I recommend is to not get too carried away focusing on the person's body language, in this case, Amber's body language, because it will be easy to miss what is happening with the witness, the attorneys, and what's being said at that moment. All behavior should be studied like a system, and that way you...
Yeah, I think that he is done talking. So you guys, I hadn't actually watched this video prior to this, and I'm gonna say that I'm quite disappointed. I actually thought that she imploded when the doctor exposed her fake traumas, but I did not see any of that. So I guess she imploded when doctor was talking about her actual mental illnesses, which she does have. But yeah, that's all you guys for today, and I'll see you in my next video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, and drop some bananas below for me.